When I was a kid, I had a thought. What does it mean to be a hero? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's a weird question to ask, especially for a kid. But when you really think about it, it's not all that weird because we see superheroes every single day. From the everyday heroes who save us from cats and trees to criminals to natural disasters to the enigmatic superheroes we see in popular culture. And I think, what makes them heroes? Is it the suits? Is it the symbols they wear on their chests? Or could it be something else? Something we just haven't thought about yet. And then I think, well, if they can be heroes, then why can't we all be heroes? And if we are heroes, what are we the heroes of? Well, today we're going to find that out. When I was 8 years old, I was diagnosed with high functioning autism or Asperger's syndrome. Now, you might be thinking, whoa, danger, Will Robinson, danger, red alert, red alert. Let me stop you right there. Autism is not something to be afraid of. Autism is diagnosed as a neurological disorder that affects bo- body function, neurological ability, and speech ability. Let me make this clear. It is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. It affects everybody differently. One person might be diagnosed high functioning, another person might be diagnosed non-functioning. Honestly, it's a flip of the coin. Where the coin lands, only the gods know. In my case, I was diagnosed with three challenges. The first was the inability to learn. The second, the inability to socialize. And the third, and you're going to find this the most ironic, the inability to communicate. Now, I want you to take that in for a second. Because what am I doing right now? I'm communicating, right? So, how did I get from there to here? Well, I'll tell you. See, when I was diagnosed, my doctors, specialists, therapists, even my special education teachers, they all told me and my family that I would never be able to graduate high school, that I would have to live for the rest of my life with my family. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. Take it in. An 8-year-old boy who has no concept of reality, no nuance, no subtlety, is told he's never going to graduate high school? His destiny's already been determined? Well, if this was your child, how would you react? You'd want to defend them, right? To care for them, to love them, to make sure that they were loved and cared for. That's what my family did. They got me into some of the best special education programs in the country. They made sure I was okay. And what did I do? I sat down in front of a TV screen and I retreated. In my mind, I curled into a fetal position and I cried. I thought I wouldn't be able to get out. I thought no one could get me out. And they tried. They really, really tried. That's where I was for the next 4 years of my life. Until one day, I heard a voice and I felt a hand pull me out of that darkness. Actually, it was several voices. See, when I sat down in front of that TV screen, I wasn't just retreating, I was consuming, I was learning. The characters in those TV shows, in those movies, they became my teachers, my mentors, my friends. They taught me complex concepts, advanced rhetoric, even though I didn't know it at the time. I would take words, phrases, complete sentences, and I would repeat them in the real world. To anybody else, these would seem like random blurts, total nonsense. But to me and to my family, I was talking. Not very well, but it was a start. Jump 4 years later, I got into high school. I made it. But I wanted to take the next step. I wanted to make the most out of my high school career. So I joined the wrestling team. I chose the hardest sport imaginable, and it was the best decision I ever made. I dropped from 235 pounds to 185 pounds in just a year. I made friends. I learned how to socialize. I became lean. I became strong. I became confident. Sadly, didn't last. I had an accident. I broke my knee. I had to quit. But I didn't stop. I took that wrestling energy and spirit and I put it forward to my educational career. 4 years later, I graduated high school. I did it. I did the impossible. I beat the odds. But I wasn't finished. I still kept going. I got my associate's degree. I got my bachelor's degree. I got my master's degree. And now I'm teaching public speaking at San Diego State University. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But I'm not done. I'm still going. I'm still trying to become better. And that's the point. That is what it means to be a hero. And what makes a hero is that part of yourself that wants to keep going, that wants to become better, the champion that's waiting to be made. So, friends, keep going. Keep trying to become better. Keep moving forward. And ask yourself this question: how are you the heroes of your own story? Thank you.